Hello and how is it going? My name is Abdullah and I'll be explaining the project that was assigned to me by Atom Camp in this particular boot camp of ours. The project is basically about telecom churn analysis and its prediction. What we have for ourselves is a CSV file which comprises of the dataset that has been provided to us. It comprises of almost 21 columns and almost like 7,000 plus rows give or take. So what we are going to do is perform exploratory data analysis on this particular data set of ours, and we're going to see how it goes. So opening the Jupyter notebook and where we have written our code, what we have here is some sort of libraries, some particular libraries that we have imported. We have numpy, pandas, seaborn, matplotlib.ticker, matplotlib.pyplot, which is basically for plotting graphs. NumPy is used for numerical operations such as generating arrays, performing element-wise calculations, and statistical analysis. On the other hand, pandas is utilized for data manipulations such as loading data from files like we have here from CSV files, etc. Where Seaborn is used for creating high-level statistically meaningful visualizations with minimal code. On the other hand, matplotlib.ticker and matplotlib.pyload both are basically used for customizable plotting, but matplotlib is simply used for as a backend for other visualization libraries like Seaborn. On the other hand, matplotlib.ticker helps in customizing the tick marks and labels for enhanced readability and presentations of plots. Now we have all this code for ourselves, and I'm gonna try to explain it as quickly as possible and all the exploratory data analysis that we have performed. Here we are just reading the CSV file from the absolute path that we have provided for this, and then this particular is a built-in function in Python which provides us basically in Python through pandas that we have imported here, which provides us with just 5 or certain amount of rows that we want, and this particular line gives output of number of rows that we have and the total number of columns. This line provides us with the names of the columns, while the line after it provides us with the data type of our particular data set. Now moving forward to our exploratory data analysis, this telecom.describe function that we have used here, it basically provides us with the count, mean, standard deviation, min, and the quartiles, the first quartile, second, and the third one, and the max value. What you can see here, if we calculate the average of all these quartiles, that is the monthly charges, we are almost going to get 64.5 or something. Now if we differentiate it from the third quartile, that is the 25% that is remaining with us, means that those 25% of the customers are basically paying $89 or more than they should be paying. So the telecom churn basically refers to the phenomenon of customers discontinuing their services with a telecommunications provider, whether it's mobile network, internet service, or cable TV. Understanding the factors that contribute to churn is essential for telecom companies to develop targeted retention strategies. That's why we're trying to do and perform all these exploratory data analysis on this particular data set of ours, which it requires obviously. Now this particular line of code gives us the output of the targeted value and the count. The target value is basically the churn, like the customers that are leaving and those that are not leaving. The no in the graph shows that these are the customers in this range that are not leaving, while the yes shows that they are leaving. We'll have them for us in the numeral count, which shows that 73% of the customers are not leaving their particular telecom service providers, while the 26% are leaving. Now to show them in the number of rows, here we have the count for ourselves. Now moving forward to our code, we have certain sort of null values in our data set that we have to clean. So moving forward to our code, we'll have them cleaned out. this shows the percentage of missing values that we have in this particular data set of ours. Now, the data cleaning that we talked about that our data set requires, we are going to dig into it. We have all the columns pretty much clean. They don't have any sort of null values except for the total charges column. So let's see if it's true. Yeah, the total charges column has been assigned and named as not a number in the values, which means that it could be an undefined number which needs to be replaced or removed. So moving forward, what we are doing basically is check assigning an aggregate function to this particular column of ours to retain the max value from it, which is 72 years for this particular customer with their respective service provider. Now this line of code basically provides us, it basically assigns a new column, tenure group, to the pre-existing column that we have, tenure. It basically means that these are the number of customers that we have to the right, and these are the years, the tenure that these customers have been part of their service providers. 1562 customers have been part of between 1 to 12 years with their respective service providers, and so on. And now the columns that we are going to remove, which are not required for processing, are customer ID and tenure. Further moving on to our data exploration, and it's going to give us service providers. Now performing the binary encoding which we really need in this code of ours for this particular data set, because we have certain columns, as we can see here, have binary values as in yes or no. So for machine learning purposes, we have to convert them into binary as in 0 and 1. For our machine, it would be more easier to understand. Now what we are going to do is use the matplotlib library to perform or plot certain sort of graphs for ourselves. Now as this data set is quite large, so that could be the reason that it's not giving the outputs. But performing the regression analysis, here we can see that we have taken two variables, monthly charges and the total charges. The graph clearly shows that with the increase in churn, that is the customers try to leave more of their respective service providers. There could be some reason for it, but that's the case here that this data set is providing us. But similarly, here is this surprising case that if the customers retain all the packages that their service provider provides them, like if they pay all the total charges that they have, then all of a sudden the churn, that is the amount of customers that leave their service providers, decreases. Yeah, pretty fascinating. So moving on to our correlation matrix that we have created and referred to as a heat map. It is basically cross product between the columns itself that we have created. So the correlation matrix basically refers that with the increase in one variable, does the other increases or decreases as well. So suppose the senior citizen column increases, does the number of customers start to leave more? Like if we have more senior citizens, are there going to be more left outs from their particular service providers? Well, the correlation matrix states that the higher the intensity of these particular colors in this graph, then the more churn analysis is going to be true for the customers leaving their particular service providers. That's all there is to my explanation. Thanks for sticking with me. Till next time.